Convocation Center alongside Kate Cummings and Sam Hyman. I'm Sedric Granger right here on the floor. And this past week, I got to catch up with Coach Bolton, and he talked about the defensive philosophy for the Bobcats, and it's all about simplification, keeping things simple. As an example, if Ohio is going against a team with multiple offensive looks, instead of having one defense for every single approach, he likes to bunch them up to make it easier for the players to process, especially when they're dealing with long road trips and with quick back-to-backs. Even Bailey Tabling, after the win against Miami, said she was so prepared, and the whole team was prepared for all the looks that Miami's gave. And right now, Buffalo, although they're throwing some looks at Ohio, they've been well prepared so far, limiting Chella Watson to just a 1 for 5 from the field. Time since the turn of the decade, the Otterbein Cardinals are matched up against a Division I team in exhibition play. The last time that happened was in 2021 when they took on Cleveland State. And despite losing that game, they ended up with 17 wins that season, the most of the Andy Winters era. Plus, you never know what could happen in these exhibition games. Just this past Monday, the Louisville Cardinals, they lost to Kentucky Wesleyan 71-68. So Otterbein giving Ohio a run for their money early. Bobcats found themselves up 7 points against the Marshall Thundering Herd, and then disaster struck as Marshall rattled off 12 consecutive points to win 74-69. When asked about what happened, junior forward A.J. Clayton of the Bobcats described that a lack of communication is what ultimately tripped up Ohio. Then furthermore, on the other side of the matchup, Defiance found themselves in a ball game against Alma, trailing only 78-75 with 3 minutes left to go. And then Alma ended up outscoring them 6-0 the rest of the way, as it was a frustrating loss for Defiance. So the goal for both of these teams tonight is to play all 40 minutes. Coach Burke, you must have had one heck of a halftime speech there, as it was a night and day difference in the second half. What changes did you see?
We just needed to sit down and defend. We had to guard the three-point line a little better. They shot 21 threes in the first half. That's not who we are. We really sit down and we pride ourselves on guarding on the defensive end. So that was the adjustment. Probably said a few choice words to rile them up and fire them up at halftime, but ultimately we threw the first punch in the second half, and I was really proud.
We're around mid-season, actually a little bit over that, and teams tend to grow every single day. What step did your team take today?
Yeah, I mean, you look up at the scoreboard and Chella has 30, but I think we did it without her to an extent. She got a lot late in the game and made a couple tough ones late, but I think in those moments where it was close, I really, really feel like players made plays that were not named Chella Watson, and that's going to be key for our team down the stretch.
Coach Burke, congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I think that's a really good point.
Congrats on the victory. One thing that really stood out about this is the bounce back. Last week lost to Cleveland State, now a win this week. What does it mean for the team?
It means a lot. We had a week to think about that loss and stuff. We knew we had a lot of things we had to get better at, and we just pushed the pace of transition today and got the win.
And then, of course, you hit a big milestone today, 1,000 points. How did it feel to get that on a slam dunk, no less?
It felt good. Honestly, I didn't even know the dunk was the points that put it over the top, but somebody texted me right before the game and said, good luck on trying to get 1,000. And I said, appreciate it. I didn't even know it at that time, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, congrats once again on hitting that milestone, Jalen.
Unmatched. For more on the relationship, we go to Sedric.
Unmatched is right, Sam, as almost 3 years ago to the day, Chella Watson wrote a note to Coach Becky Burke while they were at USC Upstate saying, let me know what I need to do to be the best player I can be. After that, it was all about hard work. Burke and Watson, they went to work every single day, getting in the gym, early mornings, late nights, whatever time of day it was, they were out there in the gym working towards being the best they can be. And due to all those early mornings and late nights spent with each other from Spartanburg, South Carolina to Buffalo, New York, Coach Burke and Chella are like sisters to each other. Even when Becky got the job at Buffalo, Watson and her have formed such a strong bond that she was willing to sit out a whole season in order to continue having Coach Burke involved in her evolution as a player. So to close, Coach Burke described the dynamic between the two as brutally honest, committed, and the willingness to sacrifice to be the best they can be. Motto for Defiance this year, it's 95%, and usually you see a lot of teams that have 110% or 102%, so I wonder what 95% meant. And I got to talk to junior guard Clay McCorkle, and he says 95% of the time you don't have the basketball, so what are you doing during that time? Are you hustling? Are you moving without the basketball? Well, Coach Gibson, he challenges his squad to really excel in the 95% of the time when they don't have the basketball, so they can really do great in the 5% that they do.
A moment ago, Sedric Granger had a chance to chat with both head coaches. Sedric, what'd you hear?
Yeah, so first I got to talk with Coach Bolden, and I actually coached the same question. What changed from the second quarter compared to the first quarter? Coach Bolden said we just got to make more shots, and then we got to pick up our energy. We had so much of it coming out of the gates, so we've got to bring that same energy in this third quarter and stay together. Then I talked with Coach Burke of Buffalo, and she talked all about ball security. She said in the first quarter, we were just swinging the ball out there. We've got to take better care with our passes, and in the second quarter, Buffalo did that, and they were able to take the lead over the Bobcats. So expect those to be the two keys, keeping energy for Ohio and taking care of the basketball for Buffalo.